Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. I hope you're doing well. I had I had quite a morning, quite a morning, but everything seems to be going well. I got your orders out the door. I got everything out the door, and I'm really happy about that. So, we're going to talk about the responses that Nicki Minaj is getting. So, right after her Turning Point USA interview, she lost 10 million fans on her Instagram. They immediately just dropped her. And there's been a variety of different videos of people expressing how disappointed they are and expressing that, you know, they didn't know that she felt the way that she did. They didn't know she was MAGA. They didn't know she was Republican. So it was a lot of disappointment expressed. And of course, MAGA, they're all happy saying, I don't see what she said. It was so awful. Well, yeah, coming from y'all, whatever, you know. So anyway, I think she even shut down one of her social medias because so many people were complaining about that interview. So anyway, it's not going so well. I think these things, especially in these final days, it's not so much, oh, she's a celebrity. The Most High is showing us, especially this year, I think it really has been amplified with how much disdain a lot of the foreigners have for us. So these strangers that are in the land actually hate us. And this has been amplified a lot this year. And I think that's intentional. I think the Most High is letting us know, we always saw the hatred in America and just being in this environment. So if you weren't paying attention to a lot of things outside of America, then you probably would never have picked up on all of the hatred that people have for us worldwide. And I think the Africans and the Caribbeans, especially for our folks, we're looking at people, our our skin tone, and they may be from a different place, but they got our skin tone. And to hear them be in this country and just say they hate us on these videos, or we are the problem, or we're lazy, we're stupid, and all this stuff they done came up with. I think that was eye-opening, and I believe on a spiritual level, we had to see this. We had to see this because as a chosen people, we already know from the jump we can't just automatically trust people. People always have, and you can see when it comes down to us, everybody got some kind of agenda, you know, and a lot of people are disingenuous. They'll come around you one way and then go run off and talk bad about you. So when people know who we are, you can expect a tidal wave of hate, and that's just what we have seen. And I think this year for me has probably been the worst I've ever seen in my lifetime. Not so much from, people here, but from a lot of these outside groups. And I was like, and these people are around us every day. I don't want to be around them. Just now that I know the level of hatred they have for us, I don't want to be around no Gentile. I don't. I just feel that if I'm not around them, then they have no access to me. If they have no access to me, then, what can they really do? In order for them to do a lot of the things they do, they got to have you around in the physical. And even online, you have more control than you think. You don't have to listen to their videos. You don't have to listen to their insults. You don't have to go to their channels or whatever page they have up. We really have more control than you think. But it really makes me happy that our people decided to just split from all of these other groups. Now that I see how they feel about us, I think that was the best decision ever. We could not have made a better decision, and it was timely and it came at the right time. But just know, y'all, these things must happen. It's not about Nicki Minaj. It is just about how, on a spiritual level, how much disdain these folks have for us. And they've always, y'all, this has been going on for thousands of years. Thousands of years. We can even go in the Bible and see the conflict between our people and other groups of people. And it just goes to show you it's something that has never, ever changed. And we see it even to this day. You know, is it shocking? I think initially it takes you by surprise. You're like, wait a minute, you're melanated like me. How you got wool hair just like me? How the hell do you come to hate the people that look like you? But as time goes on, I don't have time to be figuring out how these people grew this way. All I know is they're getting their asses handed to them up in here. They really, truly are. And it is their fault for coming in this country and having this level of disdain for our people without really, truly knowing us. But I think at the end of the day, this is why that judgment is jumping all over them. I want y'all to look at what has happened. We had the Latinos hating on us, and to this very day, ICE is bearing down on their asses. You can go look at the videos. I'm looking at one Latino man get pounced on by several ICE agents. I'm looking at the women getting slammed down to the ground. I'm telling you, these folks were sitting there talking about they wanted to be white adjacent. They came in here favoring white people. And see, I know why. And I know many of you do too, because, one thing about my subscribers, you are shrewd. You guys are sharp. So I know why white people tell immigrants to stay away from us. Now, many of these immigrants come in here with these stories about, oh, I didn't come here with anything and look at all what I have, which is BS. They had a lot of help, just like white people, Head Right program and the GI Bill. They had a lot of help. They didn't um, get to their place without a lot of help. We are the only ones that did not get help. And whenever, even with welfare, they didn't really want to give us anything. But we had turned up so much during civil rights, they figure they'll just throw anything at us to get us to sit down and shut up. So you got the Latinos that came in here believing they were white, and they got the worst wake up call of their lives. And see, because of the way y'all treated us and made sure you made yourself something different and you were better and y'all work hard and we were lazy. Y'all, you adopted every single white supremacist talking point. That's what y'all came in here with. That's what y'all did. See, white supremacy tells you to stay away from us and we're bad people and we're this. because they don't want us telling you how bad the racism really truly is in America. So prevent those conversations from happening. They'll just tell you, "Oh, we're criminals and we are violent and we're causing all the crime in America and we're lazy and all this." So they tell you all of that to ensure that you'll stay away and you won't ever see. One thing about us, we gonna tell you the truth about the racial climate in this country. They don't want that. So that's why they go above and beyond to make sure all immigrants stay away from us because they don't want that truth coming out. And we are definitely that people that's going to tell the truth about how racist the climate is, the race, this government is racist, these jobs are racist. We gonna lay it all out and tell you the truth. And they don't want that. So they make this instant wedge between us and other groups. And the sad part is nobody think for themselves. Look at what's happening to the Latinos. Y'all are getting pounced on in every state you reside in. ICE raids all over the place. Latinos are still grabbed more than any other immigrants. But y'all came in here trusting white supremacy. And look at you now. And then you got the Somalians that are all over videos talking about, "We're not black. We're not black." Okay, you're not black. Okay. I'm cool because I think y'all look weird anyway. Y'all look like human aliens to me. So, okay. So you're not black. So, anyway, look at what's happening to you now. Not only are you getting deported, you got a tarnished reputation. You're now known as thieves and scammers and liars. Look at the reputation y'all got. Y'all came in here too, trusting white supremacy. Y'all came in here. Well, in fact, I was listening to a video over the summer, y'all, and this Somalian man was saying on his video, "Why can't black people be more like white people?" I said, "Oh, hell no, you didn't say that." Yes, he did. He said, "Why can't black people be more like white people?" And look at what's happening to you now. And look at how these white people are talking about you. They're using all of Donald Trump's talking points when they speak about Somalis. Y'all come from a S-hole country. Y'all are scammers. They want you out of this country. They don't want you here. They say all of the things Donald Trump says about y'all, but y'all won't attack them. Y'all will not attack them. And I have seen multiple videos of them dragging y'all, saying the most atrocious things about you. But see, y'all, another group came in here speaking all of the white supremacist talking points, and look at you now. And then we got the Haitians. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. That didn't come from us. That came from a white supremacist. And then Donald Trump repeated that during a debate with Kamala Harris. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. And see, y'all, another group that came in here trusting white supremacy. "Oh, we work hard. We work hard." Okay. Donald Trump stripped you. He just stripped everything away from you. You don't have no more protection here. And as of February, you're getting deported. He doesn't care what shape Haiti's in. He doesn't care if it's not safe for you to be there. He wants you the hell up on out of here. Again, you trusted white supremacy and you're paying the price for it. And then we got the Asians. Y'all got on the bandwagon. You act like Black Americans were taking your spot, that you deserved more in college. And you fought next to a white supremacist to get rid of affirmative action. And ever since y'all did that, Asians are having a hard time getting into college. Again, you trusted white supremacy. So when these people come to you and tell you we are awful, stay away from those Black Americans, they're violent, they're criminals, they're this, they're that, that should send up an automatic red flag. But the sad part is it didn't. It didn't from for none of you immigrant groups. It didn't send up not one red flag. And you know what happened? You know why all this stuff is happening to you? Judgment. Judgment. When you believed white supremacy, you brought judgment down on your head. That's what you did. You rained that judgment down on your head. You went along with it. That's why now when I see y'all out here, I have to tell you, yeah, it's sad to see anybody get mistreated, but maybe if you didn't come in here all foul and everything, things could be different. But you can't undo what you did. So that's why when you see us online, you keep getting those videos telling you we're resting. We're resting. Oh, where's the Black community? Where's the Black Americans? How come y'all not helping us? How come you're not helping us? Well, why should we help you? All of you came in here like white supremacists. All of you. I mean, it's pretty damn sad when you look at multiple groups in this place and not one of you did not use white supremacy to try to up yourself up in here. Not one of you. Not one of you said, you know what? I'm not coming in here and mistreating those folks over there. That's not right. Not one of you did it. All of you chose evil. All of you collectively chose evil. So, hey, you're on your own. You're on your own now. So, Nicki Minaj is losing her fans, and people are saying, cancel her. She's canceled. And she got an album coming up, which I just learned a few days ago. She got an album, a brand new one coming out in March. And people are already saying, after her Turning Point USA interview, they are not buying her album. They're not buying her album. This is almost like Fat Joe all over again. That's what it is. But she's getting the female side of it. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Let's see here. Yep. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it looks like things are declining real fast for Nicki Minaj, for real.
Apparently, Nicki Minaj deleted her Instagram after losing like 10 million followers. Like, girl, what did you think was gonna fucking happen? It's genuinely so crazy to me to like what was going on in her mind, knowing what her fan base is, knowing that her fan base is mainly queer people of color. Like, what did she think was going to happen? I've gotten to a point now where I've taken her out of my playlists because I can't I can't do it. And with all of the stuff that she's done in recent years, I've already kind of been on the verge of that because I was like, okay, maybe I could separate the art from the artist and this and this and that. But at this point, I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. I cannot in good conscience give you residuals. I can't stream your music and get you paid when you're doing some shit like this. It's really crazy the way that 2025 is going out with a bang, with like so many people getting their asses handed to them and getting their karma. It's giving justice is being served. It's giving Pluto and Aquarius. Everybody needs to be real careful. Bad people need to be real careful right now.
Nicki Minaj just lost the support of all of her fans, and she has an album coming out March 26th. Sis, I'm sorry, but you should mentally prepare yourself.
I mean, Nicki Minaj, I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Nicki Minaj just destroyed everything her fans, her career, and the black community that made her. After appearing with Erika Kirk at the Turning Point conference, her account started getting mass reported. Her Instagram is gone. Search her name and it's only fan pages now. Across platforms, people are saying she lost nearly 10 million followers in 24 hours. And it was all self-inflicted. First, she looked a widow in the face and called J.D. Vance an assassin. Not shade, not joking. Just a cruel line aimed at the wrong person at the worst moment. Second, she doubled down with boys will be boys. There's nothing wrong with being a boy. And to the LGBTQ community that supported her for years, that didn't sound harmless. Third, she praised President Trump. And for the girls who rode for her the hardest, especially black girls who saw her as their voice, that felt like the final backstab. So people didn't just unfollow, they erased her. Unsaved albums, unliked songs, removed her from playlists, like they were deleting her from their lives. That's why this isn't just a follower drop, it's a collapse. So here is the question. Did you unfollow Nicki?
It's so funny because just last month, everyone was a Nicki fan. Everybody was a Barb. Oh my gosh, Nicki's a baddie. Oh my gosh, did you hear that last song she came out with? Oh my gosh, Papa Bear. But since she switched sides, people want to switch up on her. Are we not allowed to be human? Are we not allowed to have our own opinions? You mean to tell me that if she would have just kept it to herself, she would still have fans? She can express how she feels to the world? Her music isn't good anymore? We're just going to forget her hits and delete all her music because she wants to be MAGA now. Your political beliefs now determine who you can be friends with. If we like different colors, it's all good. If we don't like the same foods, it's all good. But we have to vote for the same individuals. Otherwise, it's not all good. This is so unreal and so stupid. Boy, I tell you, the hypocrisy in this world is really starting to irritate my soul.
Okay, you guys, so Nicki Minaj is losing her fans left and right, and she is quickly becoming public enemy number one. So yesterday, Nicki Minaj shocked her fans when she showed up to the conservative event called Turning Point USA with Erika Kirk, who is Charlie Kirk's widow. And while she was on stage with her, she made some point comparing black girls and white girls. So there is a certain standard of beauty that America tries to put out in general. America tries to downplay the beauty of people of color, including black girls, in comparison to the white majority. And minorities in America have been trying to come against those beauty standards for decades and trying to make a point that you don't have to have fair skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes to be considered beautiful. And let's be real, it is a very sensitive topic and people do not take this lightly. And a better example of that is Sydney Sweeney. Y'all remember in July when American Eagle came out with their commercial and they had Sydney Sweeney in a pair of their jeans, and the slogan was Sydney Sweeney has good jeans. But it didn't hit the way they thought it would hit because Sydney Sweeney has the blonde hair, blue eyes, fair skin, which again is the push beauty standard in America. And when I tell you American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney have been fighting for their lives ever since that commercial, people came down on her, especially left and right. So when Nicki Minaj was on Turning Point, she started talking about black girls and white girls. Take a listen.
We're not being represented and not being admired for our beauty. If we felt like that as black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful. Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild?
Now that already sparked a debate, but then JD Vance jumped in and doubled down on what Nicki Minaj had to say. He tweeted, Nicki Minaj said something at MFest that was really profound. I'm paraphrasing, but she said, just because I want little black girls to think they're beautiful doesn't mean I need to put down little white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. We all got wrapped up over the last few years in zero-sum thinking. This was because the people who think they rule the world pit us against one another. Nicki Minaj rejects all that. We all should. So now Nicki's quote is being used to push a whole political agenda, and her fans, baby, they are done with her. Now, don't get me wrong, she's gonna have her loyal fans because she is a huge celebrity, but she has lost a lot of support and a lot of fans. She's lost over 1 million followers in just a few days, dropped from 28 million to 26.9 million, and the LGBTQ community especially feels betrayed because Nicki built her entire career on the backs of her gay and trans fans. She was on RuPaul's Drag Race saying, I pledge allegiance to the drag.
I pledge allegiance to the drag.
And now she's singing a different tune. And she's also getting backlash because we know now Nicki is MAGA. And while she was on Turning Point, she made that very, very clear. She praised Trump, calling him handsome and dashing. Take a listen.
Dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president.
She also called the conservatives the cool kids and said this appearance meant more to her than any concert she's ever performed. And people are now comparing her to Kanye West. But my question to you guys is Nicki Minaj ruining her legacy? What caused Nicki to just flip? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
I will knock. Nicki Minaj, come on, let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nicki Minaj, Turning Point USA. She went out there. You by now you've seen it. I got a bunch of phone calls about it.
I bet.
I'm out. I'm done. That was it. That was it. Sorry, I'm gone. I'm gone. That's it. The last dance. That was the last candle on the cake for me. Sorry. Sorry, Barbs. Sorry, Nick. Don't call me. Don't text me. It is what it is. Sometimes how y'all move around out there does have an effect on how I view you. And this was one of them things. I'd be a fool to think that you didn't consider that before you did it.
I'm sure.
Which just says to me that you really don't give a fuck. I'm even more baffled. I don't even know how much of this conversation I could have, but they're so anti-transgender, which is confusing to me because I've been to the Nicki concert.
That's the thing that fucks me up.
I'm so confused by so much of what was said on that stage.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing, hoping that maybe it was going to be
context.
impartial or there was a reason, but she was just echoing a lot of the shit that you would expect to be echoed.
I remember
highly disappointing.
Oh,
same.
Yeah,
extremely disappointed.
I'm not disappointed.
Very, very anti-black of you. Very anti-black of you. Let's just call shit what it is. You were saying?
Oh no! I'm not disappointed because I've come to expect
had no expectation.
Yeah, or I expected that. Unfortunately, I remember when I first criticized Nicki a couple months ago, and I said she's doing these MAGA talking points. She sounds like a MAGA person, and the Barbs came after me like, "Why are you saying she's MAGA just because she cares about X, Y, and Z?" Is she MAGA now? She's at a Turning Point conference. She's talking to Charlie Kirk's wife.
Talking about how handsome Trump is.
How handsome Trump is.
No, she went crazy.
She also called J.D. Vance an assassin, which is a weird thing to say.
Crazy
To the woman whose husband was just assassinated.
That was a very awkward.
It was just, you could
30
pick any
seconds.
other word, right? It was like, oh, what is happening here?
Didn't she? All little girls mattered when talking about that. It was a hot ass mess on that stage.
It was.
That's exactly.
Like there's no way to sugarcoat it.
Right.
I'm done. I'm off.
And I think part of that is because we respect Nicki's mind and her autonomy. In other words, I don't think she's being duped. I don't think she's a patsy. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. She's making a choice, and I strongly disagree with that choice. And so I can't rock with it. I still think she's a great MC. She's probably top 10 ever for me, male, female, dead, a lot, whatever. I think she's just a great artist. But the choices she's making in life are stunningly disappointing over the course of her career. Although over the last year, it's exactly on brand what we would expect.
Yeah.
Well.
Baby, it's Christmas Eve. I hope you're doing okay today. I just wanted to hop on here and say a few things if that's okay. I've got other things I need to do. It's so very close to the holidays, but either way, I've got an early Christmas present for you. Honey, somebody call an ambulance, baby, because I do believe Nicki Minaj got a bit of whiplash because karma came right after her fake ass. Yes, indeed, honey. You see, after her little shucking and jiving show for Turning Point US of A, well, a whole lot of her followers decided to go. Over 10 million followers, in fact, just on her Instagram alone. She didn't know what to do, so she picked up her own phone and decided to delete her Instagram, baby. Karma fucking came quickly. I guess little Nicki Minaj didn't get the memo. Nobody told her. If you know, you know. You either go woke or you fucking go broke. I guess little Erika Kirk didn't let you know that the people on the stage were not the only one getting paid. The people in the audience, too. Some of them get cut checks, boo. And not to follow you. Ooh, just watching one celebrity after another absolutely destroy their own career because of their hate, their ignorance, and their fear, possibly being deported today, because let's face it, she's not a citizen of the US of A. Merry motherfucking Christmas, everybody. Ooh, now we could just get that obituary. Come on, come on, come on. We're ready to do away with Orange Daddy. Merry Christmas, honey.
I'm disappointed in my sister, Nicki. You have no business using hip hop music to build yourself in Black culture. Very talented sister, very articulate sister, very intelligent sister, tremendous lyricist. Few sisters I could put in front of her in terms of lyrical talent. But how dare you build a comfortable life for you and your beautiful family on Black culture and then turn around and use that success to help Donald Trump leverage his military agenda against Black Africa, the Black Caribbean, and Black America. I need her to understand, Art, Sister Nicki, you are being used against the Black Caribbean. You are being used against Black Africa, and you are being used against Black America. Is what Donald Trump is offering you, is it worth that? Is it worth the turning back the clock of African people in 3 separate regions? Are you got the Caribbean? He's pushing that Venezuela military agenda. You got Nigeria. He's pushing that fake save the Christians in the North agenda so he can access Ibrahim Traore. And of course, you see what he's doing to Black folks. I hope my sister rethinks what she's doing. I got nothing but love for her and her family. But Nicki Minaj, please, 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 sister, do not go down in history as one of the greatest coons who ever lived in the 21st century.
Yesterday, I posted a video about Nicki Minaj deactivating her Instagram and losing 10 million followers. There were some things that needed to be corrected, so I took the video down so that we're not spreading misinformation and that I'm giving you all the most accurate information. As I said in my last video, Nicki Minaj's Instagram was deactivated back in October following the back and forth she had with Keisha Kayor, Gucci Mane's wife, about mental health and the back and forth that she was having with Cardi B. Now, some people were speculating that she was back on Instagram before her interview with Erika Kirk on Turning Point USA. However, when I did some deeper digging, it seems that she never reactivated her account after October of this year. Now, when it comes to the rumors about her losing 10 million followers, it seems that she has lost a significant amount of followers across all of her platforms, TikTok and Twitter included. Now, as I said in my last video, I'm surprised that she's losing any followers because the Barbs, they're delusional, and call it what you want, but they're thorough. They will stand behind Nicki Minaj even if it means that it's at their own detriment. Now, I do think that if she continues to get the backlash that she's getting, she's going to get quieter on social media platforms because she's coming out with an album in March, and she can't afford for her sales to not do well, especially after everything she said about Cardi B.
Programming that's going on. I'm speaking on the Black community right now, where they think that we need to be combative, and we two different groups as Black men and Black women. Not all of the female supporters and subscribers that I have think that way. They know, hey, Aunt, you right on this. Now, I agree with you. I agree with you. That's the other topics, but this one right here Nicki Minaj then crashed herself all the way out. And she went against everything that she's been pushing for the most part right there. Now, if she just had a political stance and things of that nature, that's your right. That's your choice. I tell y'all all the time, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I didn't vote for either one. I'm not a Trumper. Didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Kamala, whatever. I didn't do that. But to come on here and push these beliefs that, hold on now, what are you really saying? And not to mention, dog didn't even like her and what she represented. But now you on the stage with them. Now, first, the biggest thing is just act like you're speaking for blacks and you talk about people making white women feel bad and shaming them for their looks. What black person is doing that? But see, y'all got to know it's deeper than that. People are alleging, hey, not only is it that she possibly has an immigration status because she's a non-black American. We're going to get to that in a second. Her immigration status might not be up to date, so she got to go get on their good side so she don't get kicked out the country. Possibly, I don't know if she's born here or not, but she's from Trinidad, supposedly. And, you know, we don't know that situation for sure, but some people are alleging, now this stuff right here is alleged, that it's possibly to get a pardon for her husband because of his criminal conviction and the situation with kids and stuff like that. Now, I do want to be clear. If you look at that write-up, I will say this. I can't say that bro really, because they said that it wasn't how it went, the story he got lied on. Very possible, if to my understanding, he was in high school, the girl was in high school, they messed around from his side, and then he got convicted of it when the girl said he raped me, whatever. I don't know for sure, but I will say I can't say that do happen to people where they get lied on in his case. Now, a brother's situation, he all the way out of there. That's just confirmed facts, all the way solidified.
All right, y'all. The Nicki Minaj situation is one of the most interesting case studies as we close out the year 2025. Nicki comes out and she says, "Thank you, Donald Trump, for highlighting Christian persecution in Nigeria." Instant outrage. Now you have the people who say there's no persecution of Christians in Nigeria. What are you talking about, Nicki? Why are you agreeing with anything that Trump says? You have those people. You have the other people who say, you know, right message, wrong messenger. You have the other people who say, this seems like a plot. This seems like a plan by the Trump administration to try to win the black vote. And then you have other people who say, you know what? I think she's just getting paid. I think she's just making a lot of money. And she doesn't actually believe anything that she's saying. It's so interesting to hear all the different opinions because the people who used to be her diehard fans, the Barbs, they're losing their minds. They have no idea what to do. This is their queen. And the queen bee just went to the number one enemy and pledged allegiance. They're freaking out. Now, I want to show you some stuff. I want to start with this clip right here. This is from America Fest 2025. Nicki Minaj, Erika Kirk. Nicki Minaj says something very interesting. She says the industry that she was a part of pulled her away from Jesus. And now she's coming back. I want to play this part. I want to play some of the outrage, and then I want to have a conversation and give my opinion. All right, let's go.
Later on in my life, well, not much later, when I was like 10, 11, 12, I started going to church in New York. And it changed everything. It changed my life for the better because I was going every week. I was hearing the word of God be preached. And then I was going home and I was applying it to my life. Even as a little girl, I learned how to pray very early. I always had this faith that made people think, you know, the kind of faith that you think a person is crazy, like, oh, please, like, you know, but I had that faith instinctively. Once I started hearing about God and, you know, just getting more into the Bible, I got baptized when I was about, yep, amen. I got baptized when I was about 13. I got baptized. And I have just always applied those teachings to my life. I try to.
So apparently, Nicki has been added to the canceled list for going on Turning Point USA's platform and just coming out as saying that she's proud to be an American, coming out and saying that she supports our president, and coming out and even saying that it's okay for boys to be boys. And people have a problem with it, but of course they do. Of course they do. So it's Nikki's turn, but guess what? It's going to be somebody else. And guess what? The same thing is going to happen. Rinse and repeat. It's the same playbook. But nonetheless, shout out to Nikki. Okay, I wasn't expecting it. But hey, I have a lot of respect for her. Don't really consider myself a barb because I have not listened to her music in ages. But nonetheless, respect her for it. Really, like her respect has gone up to here for me. So props to her.
Well, y'all, it don't look like 2026 gonna be a good year for Nikki, but she has no one but herself to blame for that, and her not being a citizen, she can be deported at any time. And she doesn't realize Donald Trump, he doesn't care that she's a celebrity. Anybody that don't belong here, they feel you shouldn't be here, you won't be here. They're gonna be snatching a lot. I really believe 2026 is gonna be unprecedented in the number of people that they get the hell up on out of here. For real, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and conclude. I thank you so much for being here. And when we come back, my second live is going to be on 3i Atlas and what people are saying after December 19th. So I will see you then. You should see it posted in the next half hour. Shalom, family.